Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Billboard has announced the top 10 highest grossing comics on tour in 2023. Let's take a look at number 10, Joe Coy. Quietly a Monster, earning $13.4 million, selling 198,000 tickets during only 20 shows. Number 9, Adam Sandler, selling 141,000 tickets over 15 shows. Adam made $14.2 million with his hilarious comedy. Number 8, Sebastian Maniscalco, 39 shows, 16.8 million, 130,000 tickets sold. Number 7, Taylor Tomlinson, 132 shows, 296,000 tickets, $17.5 million. Number 6, Peter Kay, huge star in the UK, 276,000 tickets, 21 shows. That included 10 shows at the O2 Arena. He earned $20.5 million. Number 5, Nate Bargatze, who had a great year, 113 shows, 330,000 tickets, $20.6 million for Nate. Number 4, Bill Burr. He did 37 shows, $20.6 million, 231,000 tickets. Number 3, Bert Kreischer, who also had a big year, 460,000 tickets, $32.9 million, 80 total shows. Number 2 was Chappelle, 19 shows, 254,000 tickets, $36.6 million. And number 1, touring, Kevin Hart, $67.5 million. He sold 631,000 tickets. He did 82 shows. Wow. And he still bangs out all that work. How much money does Kevin Hart have? Wow. Trevor Noah's new special is out on Netflix. I was hoping to watch it last night. Hopefully I can talk about it tomorrow. Essence caught up with Trevor and they asked him his process for developing new material. Trevor said, "To be honest with you, my process is living life and then being on stage. I generate material by living and thinking and communicating with others. Then I go on stage and I work it out, and that's pretty much how I generate every hour that I've made." Netflix shared another clip from the show. Let's listen.
Every woman in this room has a trick that works on every man. And right now I know a lot of the women are like, "Shut up, Trevor, shut up, 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 shut up." It's a beautiful, subtle technique. Yeah. You'll be out having lunch or something, and some guy will come up to the table, he's buff, works out, looks really good. He's like, "Oh my God, Michelle? It's like, "Oh, Justin? Oh my God, wow, how are you?" And they're like, "Who the hell is Justin? What's going on?" He's like, "This is crazy, I can't believe this, twice in 2 weeks?" And they're like, "Twice? When was once? Who is this? I know, oh my God, oh, how are you?" "I'm doing good. Man, we gotta catch up sometime. We gotta talk about college. I was thinking about it the other day. We were so crazy in college. You remember that night? And you're like, "You went to college? What's going on here?"
Trevor told Essence, "Every special I release, I think comes at the time when it's ready to be released. Art is a strange thing in that it never feels finished for the artist, but at some point you have to let it go. For me, this special is the culmination of me traveling around the world and meeting people from all over. I love how comedy can bring people together. This year, traveling around the world doing it was a reminder of how wonderful a shared laugh can be. So I wanted to release a fun, light special that everybody can enjoy at home, especially going to the holidays and what's been a tough time for many people for many different reasons." Essence asked Trevor why he thinks Netflix has become the hub for stand-up comedy. I'll answer, because they pay millions and millions of dollars. That's the answer. You want to become the hub for stand-up comedy? Start handing out $100 million checks to Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. You'll be the hub of comedy. But that wasn't Trevor's answer. He said, well, for a few reasons. Number 1, Netflix was the first platform where a comic could put their special on and it wasn't interrupted or walled off. I know HBO did it a little bit, but they had such limited space for a comedian. You had to be on when you were on. I think we've moved on from that. Well, hold on, Trevor. I mean, HBO did it for a little bit. They did it for 40 years, dude. And yeah, it had to be on when you were on, but there's HBO Max now. You can watch a special whenever you want. What are we talking about? Trevor said, you should be able to watch something whenever you want to watch it. Yeah, it's called Max. Moving on. Trevor, do you think you'll ever get back into late night TV? Trevor said, I never say never when it comes to anything. If you'd asked me before late night TV if I'd get into it, I would have said, I don't know. I never know where life takes me, what direction it pulls me in. But for now, I'm enjoying this period of my life and I'm enjoying traveling more. I'm enjoying spending more time in South Africa. I'm enjoying doing more stand-up. But if the right timing, opportunity, and motivation come along, I'll do anything. That's what I love about being in the field that I'm in. I could see The Tonight Show with Trevor Noah. Just saying. At the end of today's podcast, I will have a spoiler for Trevor Noah's special. I will give you a major warning about it. As I mentioned, I was hoping to watch it last night. The Times Now News saw as vibe spoilers here. They say, this time, Trevor Noah has had more distance away from the U.S. satirical show that made him an international name, but the way the comedian analyzes and shapes his material with an astute punchline is much like what he used to do on The Daily Show. His material for Trevor Noah, Where Was I?, is made up of discerning observations to different countries and cultures during his travels around the world. The talented comic was a knack for nailing accents and nuances of different cultures, recounts his experiences in places like Europe and the U.S. Yeah, I love his voice work. It's so good. I meant to mention that when I played the trailer clip. He's doing those voices there. Fantastic. For example, minor spoiler here, you'll be fine. While in tour in Berlin, he praises Germany for acknowledging its Nazi past and its part in it. Later, he mocks their national anthem in a way that's not offensive. At an hour and 8 minutes, Trevor Noah, Where Was I? Is far too short. Wow. From The Hollywood Reporter, Jerry Seinfeld showing support for the families of Israeli hostages after arriving in Israel earlier this week. According to multiple local Israeli news sources, Jerry landed sometime on Monday and has since visited the headquarters of the Hostages and Missing Families Forum in Tel Aviv, the hostage advocacy organization. Jerry told the families that he feels a deep commitment to raising awareness around the world about the issue of the hostages whose lives are in immediate danger. Jerry's family was very moved, and it was evident that they were deeply affected by the experiences they heard from the family members and the released hostages. Meanwhile, in Gossip Corner, on Saturday, Jerry was spotted at the India Garden restaurant. Jerry apparently on an Indian food kick. That's twice in a week we've seen him out for Indian food. Ray Romano says, "You're not getting an Everybody Loves Raymond reboot." He was on Bill Maher's podcast. He told Bill, "Reboots are never as good. We want to leave with our legacy." He said the rest of the cast was happy to go on, but myself and Phil Rosenthal, who ran the show, we wanted to end it in season 8 because we felt like it was time. Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to bring back. I mean, you could have the kids now grown up and you could throw Ray and Deborah into the parent roles. And Ray says, as far as a reboot, it's now the question because unfortunately the parents are gone, Peter Boyle and Doris Roberts. So yeah, if Ray and Deborah were the parents and the kids were grown up and I don't know, Robert lived next door, you could make it work, but yeah, just don't. Fox Nation is getting in on the comedy thing. On January 3rd, they'll release 2 separate comedy specials. One is called Jimmy Fallon, They're Just Jokes, featuring a special filmed at the Paramount Theater in Huntington, Long Island. I know that place. Interesting. By the former New York City taxi driver turned Fox News commentator. The other one that day, Tyrus Here and Now, a concert filmed in Crowley, Louisiana, with the former professional wrestler and current Gutfeld panel member offering his takes on a variety of topics. On January 8th, Fox Nation will release A History of the World in 6 Glasses, a documentary series hosted by Dan Aykroyd. Appearing in it, Jim Belushi, John Lovitz, and Kevin Nealon. Also, George Wendt from Cheers. They discuss beer, wine, coffee, tea, soda, and spirits. I'm sure Aykroyd's going to plug his stuff. He always does. And on January 10th, Fox Nation will release an episode of a series called Who Is? In that episode, they will profile Dave Chappelle. Netflix has released a clip from the upcoming Adam Sandler sci-fi drama Spaceman. Listen to this trailer. This sounds awful. Just awful. As I was hitting play, I'm like, is this a parody? No. Adam is serious here. Listen to this crap.
Just like you, I fled my planet. Through galaxies. Through black holes. Through time. And then I found you.
Spaceman, directed by the guy who directed Chernobyl, which is fantastic. Spaceman will be out March 1st. The film is based on the novel Spaceman of Bohemia. We find Adam Sandler's astronaut Jacob 6 months into a solitary research mission to the edge of the solar system as he realizes that the marriage he left behind might not be waiting for him when he returns to Earth. Desperate to fix things with his wife, Adam Sandler's character is helped by a mysterious creature from the beginning of time, which he finds hiding in the bowels of his ship. By the way, that recent cartoon Leo had 34.6 million views for Netflix during its first week. Yikes. Deadline wrote about the future of late night. Hey, is anybody going to take over for any of the 5 white guys currently hosting shows? And they speculated, who even knows? But the interesting part to me was talking about Lorne Michaels, as the 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live approaches. Deadline writes, comedy sources are convinced that Tina Fey remains the odds-on favorite to replace Lorne Michaels when he does step down. Well, we all step down eventually for one reason or another. Seth Meyers said, whoever goes after the person who replaces him there, that's the job. They should do a favor and just go to monster.com and hire somebody with no background in TV. Let them replace Lorne for 6 months. And have the entertainment press put them on a spit. Tell that person coming in here, you're just here to take off the heat and you'll get a golden parachute. That's like what David Lee Roth filed at Howard Stern. Exactly that. They should get somebody who's not on TV because after that, they'll never work in TV again. Are you a fan of the TV show Dave, starring rapper Lil Dicky? Well, the soundtrack for the first 3 seasons is coming out on January 19th. It is entitled Peanut, Lil Dicky's first album in 8 years. Dave Bird said, I realized this year I took a step back and looked at all the different music that's made it into the first 3 seasons of the show. There's enough here, great body of work, and a project I could put out as a soundtrack. I think this will be a cool thing for fans who've watched the show, and for people who have never seen the show, I think they'll enjoy listening to this as a body of music. And now that spoiler for Trevor Noah's special. Again, I'll babble here for 5 seconds in case you want to hit stop. It's nothing horrible, but, it'll tell you something that happens in the special. Are you ready? Okay, there's a cameo. Do you want to know who the cameo is? If you don't hit stop, are you still here? Here comes the spoiler. In the special, Trevor Noah begins to sing Sweet Caroline, which he says is pure, uncut Caucasian joy. The audience joins in, Trevor points out. You were like, this is it. This is our moment. Cameras then follow Trevor Noah as he exits the theater and gets into an SUV. Who's in the SUV? Neil Diamond. Neil asks Trevor, how'd we do? Trevor says, it works every time, Neil Diamond. It works every time. Trevor said, I had to make quite a few calls to get somebody to get to somebody to get to somebody to get to somebody who would eventually get to him. He called the appearance the stuff that dreams are made of. And that's your comedy news for today. If you enjoy the show, tell a friend about it. They might like it too. And if you want to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/dailycomedynews. Throw a couple bucks in the tip jar. Today's Wednesday, but I can't go to trivia because my daughter has a concert. So I guess I'll take your money and I'll get an iced coffee as the website intended. See you tomorrow.